And can I ask you about revenue for online programming? So
Yeah.
what does that look like? You run an online course. Obviously, you had a school, so we all know the range of revenue for a martial arts school, right? In general, if you're doing all right, you might be at 10K a mark. That's the first milestone that people need to get past. And they might be between 10K and I'm talking USD, so I don't know, a euros, 10K to some schools will do 70, 80K a month. And there's obviously the outliers will do 100 plus. So what
Yeah.
about for online programming? What does that look like? What does your revenue look like?
First of all, in the UK, the pricing in comparison to the US is so much lower. So
Hmm.
martial arts is not perceived as valuable. All martial arts instructors in the UK do a really bad job of promoting the value of martial arts. So whatever you're charging in the US, I'd half that for most schools in the UK. So
I have heard that before. Mhm.
it's quite low. So with an online business, just like a physical business, it is really down to the effort that you put into the business. If you are inconsistent, if you don't put much content out into the world, or if you're worried about trolls and people saying mean things about you, so you don't really promote, then revenue won't be great. But that's like a martial arts school. If you don't promote your martial arts school, your revenue is not going to be great either. You can't just expect people to walk in off the street and join your school. So it is down to marketing. The key difference, I would say, is you ideally want to create courses that you can sell to your own members, that you can then repackage and sell to people outside of your school who are interested in the same topic. So this is what I did with my school. I interviewed my students or surveyed my students, what you're struggling with most at the moment, and three things came back. Stretching, they didn't know how to stretch properly. Sequences, as in forms, they were struggling with forms, and sparring. So I was like, I'll create a course around sparring. So I created a course around sparring, which I then sold to my own members and continued to sell to my own members until I sold my school, which I then repackaged and then sold to other instructors around the world as a sparring success sort of system or bundle. You can make money from online courses from your own students, and you can also sell those courses to other people around the world. As far as revenue goes, the key thing is, do you have an inbuilt audience? I've worked with course creators who've literally got zero or a low number of students. So they've got to do the work of building an audience first that they're going to sell their courses to. And I've worked with YouTubers who 50 to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. And when they launch a course, it's instant revenue. It's literally one day the course is not live. The next day they've made $30,000, $50,000, like that quick, because they've already built the audience. And as far as ongoing revenue, if you have multiple courses and you have multiple subscriptions, my own online course business brings in about 250,000 US dollars a year, just online, no physical teaching at all. So it provides a good living for me and my family, and doesn't require as much time as running a martial arts school did with teaching classes, marketing, taking care of students, customer care, staff training, all of that. In a sense, online businesses are simpler because it's content creation, content distribution through email, social media, etc. And essentially that's kind of it. So it's not an easier business to run. That's not true. It's a different type of business to run, and it's way more scalable than a martial arts school. Because the problem with a martial arts school is it's limited by your geography. You're in a town, and people are only going to travel to your martial arts school if they're in your town or near your town. Someone's not going to travel 1,000 miles to your school each week to train. But with an online business, I've got customers in over 100 countries around the world who are all buying courses, or Japan, Australia, Canada, US, Brazil, Philippines, all over the world, people are buying online courses. So that means my school, if you think about it, is quite large. I've got around 15,000 people who've bought courses from me. That's the size of my school, which is quite large in that sense.
That's awesome.
So
How many of
yeah,
those are recurring?
about 35% at the moment, but I'm trying to take that up to 50%.
And then what's the churn rate for online courses like this? I've heard 40% or 30% throughout the year, between 30 and 40.
It depends how good a job you do of communicating your subscription members and offering extra services and support to them so that they feel like they want to stick. If you just create a subscription product and it's delivering content, but there's no supplemental support, no reaching out, no answering questions, no feedback, no community linked to it, then churn will be higher. But the more you provide the community aspect to it, the better it works as a business. So it really does vary. Just like a martial arts school, you can have poor churn rate in a martial arts school because you're not fully serving the members, not taking care of their problems, not working with them, and getting to know them.
But the average, let's say, attrition rate for a school, a really good school is going to be between 2 and 3%, top of the industry, right? The schools are not doing that great are going to be 10%, maybe even higher. That's really bad. A regular gym, like a Planet Fitness box gym where you just lift weights, is going to be between 10 and 20%. So for online, what's the range? That's what's considered really good.
Yeah, really good is under 10%, and then it can go up, obviously. But the reason why the attrition rate is different is because there's not that personal contact with the person who's bought the course in Brazil. There would be if they were in your school. That bonding of meeting people and talking to them and listening to them is what creates that better retention rate. But there's things you can do to bring that down, obviously, which is more about communication and community. But it is what it is. It's higher than a martial arts school, definitely.
So
it is what it is. It's higher than a martial arts school, definitely.